Okay, so thank you very much for joining us today. This is our third symposium for the Translation and Molecular Imaging Institute. This is a very special year for us. We, in a way, are one single institute that is located to this wonderful building. So this year for us is a kickoff year, and just want to point out to you the program. It was meant to be simplistic, a little bit Apple way of it's all about TMII this year. Very simple. We're getting ready for business. But you'll see the program is excellent. I'm going to just get started with some introduction a little bit to TMII, and we'll have some opening remarks. But just to give you some pointers, number one, this is going to be video recorded, so I hope you're okay. We didn't ask you for release, etc., but I assume this is only for academic purposes, and also this way we can feature your work on our website. If you have any problem with that, please let me know. We just served breakfast here. We'll have some other morning and afternoon breaks. They will be served at the same place outside the auditorium. We have two rooms on top of this. The posters are going to be displayed in seminar room A next door, and also lunch will be in seminar room B, and we urge you to, to encourage you to look at the poster. There are a lot of great submissions, as you can see from the book, not only from Mount Sinai, as you will hear, but from also some other institution within the New York area. And we are actually happy that our colleagues at our institution are joining us here today. And obviously, there is a restroom in the back on the left-hand side. So let me start briefly by giving you a couple of introductory remarks regarding TMII, and I'll start with this video that was produced by William Mulder internally. That's our 17, 39 tons, going down the hall of innovation. At MR. A lot of nitrogen went into there. All right. So let me say a few things maybe to recenter ourselves and restate our mission. So we are a comprehensive, multidisciplinary and integrated research institute focuses on the use of multimodality imaging in multiple disease entities, including brain, heart, cancer, as well as research and innovation in nanomedicine, which includes molecular imaging and drug delivery. So our mission is really centered around development of technique, validation of technique, and obviously we're here in this building to translate, as well as, since we are in the great academic center, to educate into these innovative technology in biomedical imaging to both address basic questions as well as clinical research problems. And really our goal, obviously, like a lot of us here, is to improve human health. That's always important to remember this. So we are responsible for all in vivo imaging research on campus, and maybe state some of the things we're working on. Obviously, and we want to improve the techniques, diagnostic accuracy with imaging, increase the understanding of disease mechanisms, so collaboration with our colleagues working on disease mechanism and discovery, measure therapeutic efficacy, obviously as a very important aspect and research in this area, obviously the training and education, and provide a service. And that's what we're here for, is to help use the resources we have and help you do better your own research and discovery. We have currently a few faculty members in the different disease areas, and I want to thank them for helping putting together this program and selecting the young investigator abstract winner, as well as we'll have a competition for the posters. And I also want to give special thanks to both Gilbert Aguinaldo or Ina, who put together, helped put together this wonderful program and making it happen here. Just want to state a few things. Obviously, we are at the symposium here today, July 18. We have a lecture from MGH, July 24, Larry Wald, who'll talk about hardware development. Larry is world expert. Greg Sorensen knows him very well. World expert in development of hardware for MR, RF coils, for high field, etc., as well as involved in human connectome projects. So many people here in the room know Larry, and we're pleased to have him. And we've also have this TMII Nanomedicine Day. We're focusing on innovation and translation. This is a huge effort, as you will hear also from our dean that we have at Mount Sinai, is the aspect of innovation and creating a culture where people take their discovery from the lab and take them out to the public, to commercialization. We are in the center of this. Dean Charney has laid an unbelievable, ambitious, and incredible vision in order to do this. And this would be a great example of this Nanomedicine Day, where we're bringing people who already started companies. And this is example in nanomedicine and drug delivery. But this is just a way to show you that how this can be done. So this is a unique program, again, free of charge, sponsored by Mount Sinai, by also NHLBI and the Program of Excellence in Nanotechnology. You have, this is actually the program here. You'll see here Joe DeSimone, who's also one of our speakers, who started multiple companies. Will talk today, but also will speak on October 18. We have a series of startup companies, as well as people in academia who are pushing this agenda. So it will be a wonderful educational day in partnership with many people and institute at Mount Sinai here. You can get us on the website. Obviously, we have revamped our website. We included also the icon name now of the medical school. And also the symposium is available online as a PDF folder. And as I said, we're recording this. So we'll put that also online here. Let me give you a little bit brief things about the program. We'll start with an opening remarks by Dean Charney and Greg Sorensen from Siemens. And then we'll tackle right away our first guest speaker and featured lecturer, Dr. Van Essen from Washington University in St. Louis, who'll talk to us about a very important project related to the human connectome. We have also our first abstract in the category of neuro from Mount Sinai, young investigator who speak about their research. We'll have a break. We'll parallel that in cancer imaging with Dr. Padhani Anwar from London, who's talked to us about the whole body imaging for cancer. We have a selected a speaker, a young investigator from Cornell, who talk about a great technique to map prostate, to look at prostate cancer. We'll have the lunch as well as the poster viewing. So we put quite a bit of time for that. So I urge you to do this, and we'll continue with nanomedicine with Dr. DeSimone. Talks about his work in development of drug delivery systems from University of North Carolina. We have a speaker from University of Pennsylvania who talks about their research in this field. And then we'll finish with cardiovascular imaging and imaging at 7T by Janet Schultz-Menger from Berlin, who has unbelievable experience using the 7T for cardiac application. And then we have a speaker from Mount Sinai, young investigator, talks about their work. And we'll finish with closing remarks by Bert Dreyer, Chairman of Radiology. And we'll try to hopefully finish on time and maybe early, like last time. A good meeting finishes on, start on time, a little bit late, but we'll finish hopefully early. And I hope you interact. I mean, this is why we bring this here, is to get you to interact with the speakers, with each other, and also to look at collaboration. You can go to this URL for the program. And I hear from our team at Mount Sinai, we are going to be on social media. A couple already we tweeted about this program, and we'll continue to do this. We'll try to put some pictures to get you all excited here. Okay, so without further ado, we have a few opening remarks. We'll have our Dean Charney, and it's always a great pleasure to have him come speak for us. Won't delay too much, but Dean Charney has put an unbelievable blueprint for us that we are implementing here. For us, is the culmination of this building and bringing all these imaging systems to here. Dean Charney is obviously an expert in mood and anxiety disorders, unbelievable number of publication and expert in the field. But he has been busy lately. Maybe he'll tell us a little bit about this. Mount Sinai overnight just doubled its size from the hospital. So again, another great initiative to make Mount Sinai a wonderful place and continue on the rise. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Zahi. So I'd like to thank Zahi, Bert, and his team for getting the Imaging Institute on its feet here in Hess, and thank our guest speakers for joining us today. So I'd like to put the Imaging Institute in context with some of the things we're doing now at Mount Sinai, and to challenge all of you to meet our goals. As many of you know, we are in the midst of implementing a $2.25 billion strategic plan. We're right in the middle of that. This building is part of the strategic plan, obviously, $550 million facility, 550,000 square feet. We opened the building in December of 2012. We had planned to recruit roughly 120 new principal investigators over a 3 to 5 year period. We've already recruited 56 new investigators. So we're well ahead of our pace. The building is filling up, and I'm already getting complaints that there's not enough space on campus. Eventually, we'll deal with that. So we've recruited a great team of investigators going across brain research, cancer research, heart research, immunology, genetics, all of which bear on what the Imaging Institute needs to accomplish. Because the goal that we put forth to our Board of Trustees, to our donors, to our faculty, to our students of the strategic plan is that we're going to develop better ways of diagnosing, preventing, and treating human disease. That's the ultimate outcome. Getting papers in Nature and Science are good. Getting grants are a necessity. But that's not enough. Our mission, our responsibility to our patients, and Mount Sinai is unique in that we run our hospital, our faculty treat the patients in our hospital, and it's right in the midst of a very robust national class research enterprise, so that there's a seamless relationship between our researchers, our physicians, and our patients. And so we have the right environment to do true translational research. To do that, we're investing in a number of other areas that relate to what we can do with imaging. So for example, in this building, we are in the middle of constructing a vaccine facility. Nina Barwash has come from NYU, and her research involves developing vaccines for HIV and cancer. Our microbiology department developed the H1N1 vaccine and has now developed a universal flu vaccine. We're investing heavily in immunology, which, as many of you know, is a key to developing new therapies for cancer. Our heart research group, which interacts very much with the imaging group, is developing new ways of reversing cardiovascular disease through gene therapy and stem cell-related research. And then, of course, there's the Brain Institute, In fact, the challenge may be greatest as it relates to brain diseases in terms of coming up with new treatments for Alzheimer's disease and schizophrenia and depression. All of these areas of research need what now at least the NIMH is calling target engagement, which means we need to identify new targets for the development of new therapies. And for many of the areas I mentioned, the imaging is key to that, to look inside the human body and interrogate, what are the areas that relate to human disease, what should we target for the development of new therapies. In brain research, we really can't do that very well without imaging, but it's also very important in cardiovascular disease and cancer and other key areas of inquiry. So in many respects, the Imaging Institute is central to ultimately achieving our goal of better ways of preventing, diagnosing, and treating human disease. So that's a heavy responsibility, but we do think we have given you the tools. I want to thank our colleagues at Siemens for helping us in getting the Imaging Institute facility in this building off the ground. So what I hope is, in many respects, the limitations of your research is your imagination. That it's not the environment here is built for you to achieve great things, and we're going to help you do that. As Zahi has mentioned, our clinical enterprise is also increasing in size. So we signed an agreement, our Board of Trustees signed an agreement with the Board of Trustees of the Continuum Health Partners system this week, in which we're developing a new healthcare system called the Mount Sinai Health System, which will now be the largest nonprofit health system, maybe in the United States, with a single medical school, the Icahn School of Medicine being the medical school that will staff and recruit faculty for this healthcare system. We will be taking care of patients and running the facilities at Beth Israel Hospital on the Lower East Side, the New York Eye and Ear Infirmary, also on the Lower East Side, Roosevelt Hospital, Midtown on the West Side, and St. Luke's Hospital on the Upper West Side. So if you just think in terms of geography, because we're on the Upper East Side, there will be a Mount Sinai facility, ambulatory care facility, or hospital almost anywhere you look on the island of Manhattan, and that will be responsible for over 1 million lives. This will enhance the educational experience for our medical students, where they'll have an array of opportunities for learning about different diseases in different settings. Our clinical research footprint will be enormous, so the capacity to do clinical trials, population health-related research, to recruit patients in all of the disciplines that are part of our mission will be tremendous. Our cancer program will double in size to be about the size of MSK. The psychiatry neuroscience program will be maybe the largest in the United States, with 500 inpatient beds and 1 million outpatient visits related to patients with substance abuse and serious mental illness. The same is true for our cardiovascular program. So the opportunities for you as you work to translate your research ultimately to an important patient population will be terrific. You'll be able to do it within one system. So while the opportunities are great, so is your responsibility. So good luck, and I'm here to support you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dean Charney. We definitely appreciate the challenge, and we have been really lucky, in a sense, to be working with your team and other collaborators to meet this. And we're extremely excited, as you will see from today's program, about what's going on. And definitely we are driven by this, and innovation is definitely, hopefully, embedded in our genes.